people don't like James Gunn. Why does he look like Jack Frost, for example? Why? Why does he look like a Christmas character?
I always think he looks like Colonel Sanders.
That too.
As a Kentuckian, I find that very offensive.
Oh,
that he finds offensive.
Yeah, you don't make fun of our colonel. He gave us good chicken, goddammit.
Roger, it is not surprising you are from Kentucky, but courtesy of what article? Where does this come from, Elzo? Courtesy of Variety, quote, V for Vendetta television series is in the works at HBO. Is HBO still on television?
Yes. Yes. At least here it is.
Oh.
Yeah, but
we're 30 years behind, so I don't know about the modern world.
Oh, 30 years. Well, you're getting the good shows from HBO then.
Yes. I'm very happy to be so backwards.
You know, I can't wait for you to watch Game of Thrones in 2040, Elzo, but courtesy of
spoilers.
Maybe by then it'll get a remake and you'll see it finished by 2070. But courtesy of Variety, quote, a V for Vendetta. You're gonna have to zoom in, Elzo. I cannot see that.
Zoom in?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here we go.
Okay, down.
You were trying to read it.
A V for Vendetta television series is currently in development at HBO, which I think is short for Home Box Office.
Yes.
So it was basically streaming. It was Netflix before Netflix was Netflix, folks. Variety has learned exclusively. According to sources, Pete Jackson is...
Not Peter Jackson, by the way.
Oh, it's someone else. So like a
it's someone else, yeah.
version. But Pete Jackson is attached to write the series adaptation. James Gunn and Peter Safran of DC Studios will be executive producers. What is the writing we're seeing here? Will executive produce? Who wrote this article? Yes. Scroll up. I want to know who wrote this article. Right? Joe Otterson. See, why are we letting otters?
Son of an otter.
Why are we letting otters write articles? It's ridiculous. But James Gunn and Peter Safran of DC Studios will be executive producers, as will Ben Stevenson via Poison Pen and Leanne Klein of Wall to Wall Media, which is part of Warner Brothers Television Studios UK. Warner Brothers Television will produce. And this is very interesting, folks, because recently, breaking news, as it were, the Saudis have put an investment, a bid rather, of $70 billion to buy Warner Brothers, and they're still thinking about it. This is a company that wants to sell out, but they want to sell out for a price so insane that no one will buy them. That's Warner Brothers. But before we get into...
You're saying that James Gunn might go flying before this is all said and done.
Hopefully. But thank you to Dash Attack for his $10 donation. If Elzo can bring that up, thank you. In which Dash says the following, quote, Gunn's V for Vendetta will not resemble the comic or the Wachowski sisters, because they're trans. Happy Trans Awareness Week. The Wachowski sisters version, which is based on 2000s politics. You know, guys, when America carpet bombed 2 sand countries to oblivion. Now the UK looks like the movie, but it's going to be Trump derangement syndrome, and all those similarities will be removed. Well, you're absolutely right in your assessment, Dash, and we appreciate your support, and we also appreciate your donation as well. So here's a like. Here's a like to your donation, because apparently you can like donations now. Oh, and thank you to Mike Dropped.
Mike Dropped.
Which sounds like a play on words, but thankfully isn't. Thank you for the $5 donation saying, paying it forward my dude. I like this guy's profile picture, but when I first saw it, I didn't think that was a microphone in the middle.
Oh no, I can't unsee it now. Damn.
I'm sorry, Mike Drops, but I know your thumbnail is just like your namesake. However, your microphone looks like it would be dropped in the shower. But thank you for your donation, my good man. And as a result of saying that, we'll probably never get another donation from him. But thinking about this situation, I've only ever been a fan of James Gunn when his movie projects are like groupies, right? It's never just one person. He's great at carrying multiple characters in a story, like a team. Guardians of the Galaxy is a fantastic example of this. The Scooby-Doo movies earlier in his career were another great example of that, and that too.
Yeah.
When you look at it, he knows how to push a multi-character storyline, but he just can't push a single character. It's unfortunate, but that's the way he is. That's how he does his various projects. And look at the latest Superman movie. It wasn't a Superman movie. It was more Justice League movie than it was a Superman movie.
It wasn't even Justice League. It was the Justice Pals or whatever bullshit it was.
But you can bring the article up again if you want, Helza.
I would.
I'm just of the mindset of turning previous movies into TV shows, turning franchises from one medium of entertainment to another. It's always a big risk, and it's hard to make happen. Okay, especially decades after its initial release. But what about you, Helza? What do you make of all this?
I was exactly going to say what you said. I don't have particularly a problem with who is doing it, rather than it is being done. Like, V for Vendetta is something that is, first of all, debated, discussed, and very likely very inspired by 1984 by George Orwell. It is said to be inspired by it. It also depicts something that we can no longer have as a setting. And yes, it does depict a totalitarian government. It does depict oppressive rules and even people with different orientations, stuff like that, being put down. However, the tone of the movie, especially of the movie, is that it's not about groups of people being oppressed by other groups of people. It is the lack of humanity from the government towards humanity. It is like a foreign entity versus all the people, every people. It was about like how the people are actually united in their despair and in their oppression, being oppressed, rather than one political group oppressing another political group, like it's the current climate, not only in the US but in a lot of countries right now. So that's not going to be very proper to depict like something from the movie, because we know what's going to happen. You do have a tyrannical government right now, if you believe the wokies and the leftists and everyone else, and they're going to try to depict that. I also made a semi joke that it's going to be V is going to be a black transbian, and Evie is going to be a white cook boy that is going to be on the leash. Which I'm making this as a semi joke, but you know that they can do it. You know that they can do that.
Well, what does it matter, Helzo? V has already been burnt to a crisp, so maybe that should justify the race. Thank you to the 40K Empress for raiding the stream. We appreciate you. We also appreciate Logan, who I think is your boyfriend. Okay, that's the narrative in my head. Of course, it's not true. It's not true at all. No, he just comes over to your house every now and again. No, but we appreciate your raid, and we thank you for being here. I'm like, why is this being done? It shouldn't be done, but it is going to be done. Well, I wouldn't say that. I'd say it could be done, because you know what DC are like, folks. Consistency is the thing they need. right? The biggest problem DC has had for decades has been a lack of consistency. Whether it's in their comic books, whether it is in their movies. I mean, their animation department has done very well, largely because it stayed consistent in its approach. And that's why when people look at DC shows, the best examples are the animated shows, mostly for younger people. Because let's face it, folks, it's easier to write material for younger people than it is for mature audiences. I think we can all agree on that. And I do find it very interesting that this is being done. I don't think it's going to work as a concept, but that didn't stop Disney with the Star Wars franchise. It didn't stop Disney again with the MCU, and it won't stop Warner Brothers crashing and burning yet another franchise as they could get bought out for 70, 80 billion US dollars. It's not their problem.
That's probably what's gonna stop them, by the way.
Yeah, most
when
likely.
you get bought out like that, they're probably going to like, okay, we're not going to be doing shows that we know they're going to tank money just for some depiction.
Well, let's say the Saudis buy out Warner Brothers for 70 billion US dollars, because that's the latest report that has come out, right? Let's say that happens. The Saudis are most likely going to do a company-wide review, and they're going to be akin to custodians than actual controllers, which means they'll probably put everything on hold for a set period of time until they can figure out what they can do with what they've gotten. If they were smart, and Saudis are smart, folks. You would be smart if you lived that close to Israel and didn't suddenly cease to exist. Okay? Like, for example, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Egypt, Palestine, and who knows, Cyprus before long. But the point is, if they buy out Warner Brothers, they'll probably put everything on hold, which means this show will not get greenlit. But Roger, what do you make of this whole situation?
It basically just has to boil down to is that James Gunn just has too much stuff on his plate. Like, ever since Warner put him in charge of, like, pretty much their new DC universe, and you look it up, V for Vendetta is a DC comic book.
Yep. It's
like, yeah, you're in charge of it, but the problem is, though, is that you don't focus on like one thing at a time. You are scattering your thoughts onto a whole bunch of different projects all at once. You can't, and that means that you can't put all your effort into one singular thing. I mean, we saw how it is with how the Superman movie performed, and when you're starting up a whole new universe, you need to get like the beginning of it right. He couldn't get it right because he had his mind thought on 10 other things all at once before the first movie even came out.
Like Peacemaker. Peacemaker. Might as well have called it Pacemaker.
And Creature Commandos as well, since that was technically the first thing in this whole new universe setup. And you're talking about the drop in quality of just DC entertainment and everything. You know what today is the anniversary of? Today is actually the 24-year anniversary from when the Justice League cartoon first premiered.
Oh,
and
really?
Yes, and we have not had anything as high a quality as that since. Because that is still a show that could be enjoyed by children who are the target demographic and the adults.
Let's face it, Roger. In mainstream entertainment today, they always look down on children's entertainment. They always look down on animations in the West. They may not say it, but actions speak louder than words. And if DC wanted to head in a more positive and vibrant direction, they would focus on their animation division and forget about live action adaptations.